Right, today we are changing the ball joint on a Smart 453 or wishbone or control arm, whatever you want to call it. I was going to buy a second-hand control arm, wishbone, whatever it is, but even the second-hand one was like 50 quid. I'm paying 50 quid just to show you how to change the ball joint. But luckily enough, Lewis from allsmartcars.co.uk dropped one over to me. I said I'd give it back to him with a new one fitted. So that saved me a lot of money, and if you need parts then go over to his website. It is here, just here. So, ball joint, that thing there. This one's actually fine, but I'm going to change it anyway for the guide. Now, if you had a dodgy ball joint, previously your only option was to buy an entirely new one of these from Smart. Wasn't that expensive. Last time I bought one, 85, something like quid. Smart would not sell you just that bit. You had to buy the whole thing with that already attached to it. But now, people make replacements. And I think this was like 12 quid. So as long as your wishbone isn't damaged or anything, if that needs changing, you might as well just change that bit. Presumably, of course, you've either got a hydraulic press or like a bushing removal clamp or something. I'll leave descriptions in the down there. It's held in with compression. However, you see that little split just there? That is a split ring. It's not actually holding it in, but it is stopping it coming out. So the first thing to do is to remove this split ring, which is going to involve a lot of prying and probably metal bits flying everywhere. So get your goggles on. Actually, that was a lot easier than I thought. I thought it was going to be like a flat steel O-ring like that, but it's not. It's actually just a glorified key ring. So what we'll be doing is pushing this out that direction, but you need clearance on that side, otherwise you'd be pushing against that side. Pushing against that side is not going to go anywhere. So you need a kit like this, and something like that will go over the back of it, so then your pushing motion will actually push it into the void of that part. But this cradles the underside of that to stop it deforming. You don't want it bending all your wishbones. So right, I think I'm going to try pressing it just with the raw head. Hopefully it won't spring out. But right, so that cup sits nicely in there and holds that in place. That goes like so, and then you need to wind that down top of it, just like that. And once it's on, you get yourself a 21 in this case, and start tightening it down. Now ideally you don't want it going anywhere, so yeah, that's sliding. There you go. The OG. As soon as you've got it apart, give it a little sand down. Maybe a little bit of spray just to spruce it up a bit. On a day like today, that dried in about 30 seconds. Right, on to refitting. Right, fitting that back in is very similar, but different. Because you still need to be able to push on the outside of that. So that'll go over there like that. Now ideally, when you're pushing one of these in, keep clear of the little nub, because that's where your ball is. It's your ball bag. So ideally you need to press on this outside part. Now the issue I've got is once that's in there and that's over there, I need that on the back and that. Now the problem with that is all far too high. That is too high to fit in there. So what I'm going to try is using that part to push against the outside there, like that. That shortens it all up a bit, and it should work, hopefully. When you do put it in, try and make that little knockout bit there face inwards. Doesn't matter if it doesn't, because obviously it twists. So if you do get it out, you can always move it around. But ideally, make it as close to that as possible, and then as you install the bolt that holds it all back together again, it should straighten out properly. There you go, it's properly seated and in position. Right, to install a C-clip you need C-clip pliers. And they just go into the holes like so. And when you squeeze it, it opens up so you can get it over it and get it seated in the groove. Probably not with one hand though. That's quite easy. If you want to straighten up a bit, you can. There you go, nice and straight. We've got the indent facing inwards. That's it done.